Hey everybody, welcome back to the All in Our Heads podcast. Sunday night, competing with the Golden Globes edition. So probably not going to get a lot of live viewers because they're watching this weird version of the Golden Globes right now.
What's weird about it?
Well, all the
zooming.
like all the actors and directors that are nominated are like in a hotel, in their own hotel room with a nice dress on. I guess.
Oh, okay. It was.
They have some. They have some live audience. They have Amy Poehler in L.A. and the other one, the one who created 30 Rock.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What's her name?
Tina
Fey is in New York, so they're doing a
Right.
duel. It's
Are
I
they
feel so
hosting?
bad for the people nominated this year and getting awards. It's like you're gonna be sitting there, like thanking people in your like fucking embassy suites or wherever you're at, you know.
Yeah, but they did that with the not the Oscars, the Emmys.
They did. I didn't watch.
They had I forgot who hosted, and a couple of live like presenters would come in, but everyone was at their other location. Nobody was there.
Yeah, I do feel bad for them though. It's, you know.
On the scale of feeling bad for people who life has changed.
Nah, but like, you know, some people like Regina King, she's nominated for directing, you know.
No, these are people who I'm not one of those fucking Hollywood elites. Fuck them. Like, no, I'm not that guy because I know people who are just art who like love the thing they do and they've made something that they're proud of and they won an award for it and it's like, oh, I got to be in my hotel room to receive it. That sucks.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it sucks. What are you gonna do? It just looked weird, and the only thing that bothered me, so like they're doing a pre-show, and there's a lot of these actors and coming in from their room wherever they're at via
right
Zoom. I'm sure they're doing better. They have a better program than Zoom, I would hope, like NBC. So, but I'm annoyed that I have better video quality than some of these Hollywood actors, and we're talking a year now. A year. This isn't oh, we just went into lockdown. Let's have this ceremony. Like you have a year, bro. My camera is like, you could probably get this whole setup for $1,000. You're a Hollywood actor, director. Like you should have a decent. It's your night too. It's your night. You're like you're gonna go in your dress and get some shit iPhone. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where you're all jittery, like I'm hoping like one of them freezes. They're in the middle,
they're like the Mike Gaffney of.
No, yours looks good. You have a quality HD camera. I'm talking, dude. These were bad. They're like grainy. I'm just waiting for someone to get to their speech. I want to watch the replay. Be like, oh, I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. I really want to.
Yeah.
And then you hear the music. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
And they just come back after. It's like, oh, I'm so thank you so much. Like, we didn't hear any of that.
Or if it accidentally freezes on like a word that's not a bad word, but you think it would be like, I can't believe how much
Yeah. It's like,
and then it comes back on the ing. Ing.
Yeah. What?
Good time we had on the set. Yeah, Scott McKee, and they're too cheap to spend their money. Possibly. I don't know. For me, I would be. I'll put it this way: I have nothing going on Hollywood wise, and I put effort into looking good on my podcast for 4 live people.
Right. Is that what we are at?
In hundreds of 2, you know, but one of them.
Not
Scott.
me because I'm off.
Yeah, so got 2 solids.
You think people are watching the Golden Globe? I mean,
I don't know. Probably not. I used to like to watch it, even though I mean, especially if like Ricky Gervais was hosting, it was just so good.
The best. Mm-hmm.
The best was when he did that Jeffrey Epstein joke last year, and they all went, "Oh, he's like he's not my friend. He's your friend."
Yeah.
This is your friend. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god, that was so good.
Do you think that's why he's not hosting this year? Or he just ran his course?
I don't think he wants to. He's not going to do it. Like right now, they have like looks like a comedy club in the New York one. It's like 50 people scattered about. Like
Okay.
It looks like it's not. Ricky Gervais don't need that in his life. He needs a crowd to insult, and it looks like they're. Just from the quick pan that I saw of the audience, it didn't look like many famous people. It looked like regulars, or who knows, maybe they're, staff.
Probably interns.
Yeah.
Just to fill the place up.
Yeah. No, Ricky Gervais isn't doing Zoom comedy. Fuck that.
No. But he does. He goes on. He does Instagram and Twitter live like once a week and just talks to people, talks to his fans, answers questions. He's cool, man. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Me too. Big fan. Big fan.
A lot. He's like. Did you ever see that? The episode of him on Colbert where he talks about God. Did you ever see that clip?
Yes. Yeah.
When he's like, so there's like four. He said, what he said, like there's like 1,000 gods out there, and he's like, I don't believe in one more God than you don't believe in, because you only believe in your God. He's like, you believe in your God, they believe in their God. He's like, basically, I don't believe in one more God than you do.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Oh yeah, no, he's a devout atheist,
and he's so smart. He's smart, and he's not like he's
smart, unapologetic. He'll say whatever the fuck he wants, and
he could be a little smug about it, but it doesn't come off that way. I don't know, for some reason I'm okay with it. Maybe because I've never been I don't take what he says serious or like personal, so it doesn't affect me personally. I don't know how other people feel about him.
Yeah, well, isn't that like the English thing, the smugness? Like I feel like a lot of English comedians have that.
It's because of their accent. We don't get it.
And we're stupid Americans, so they're just like,
when we talk anyway, we're dumb Americans. So they sound smug and we sound dumb.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some truth to it because we are dumb and they're probably smug.
There's a lot of truth to that, especially at this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ain't no smugness going on here. Whole loads of stupidness. We're even making up words. We're so stupid.
Yeah. Imagine us trying to be smug about anything.
Nah, I'm not confident enough in anything I do to be smug about it. You have to.
Oh my God.
Right?
I don't hear this. Nothing.
There's nothing. I mean, maybe my physique, but other than that, nothing.
And honestly, you should be.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
you know what I mean?
I lost 5 pounds.
Who's arguing with you if you were smug about your physique?
I tell you, not these 4 live viewers.
You stop updating me.
No,
it's 6, now it's 4. Every time you go back, it's the numbers change.
Nah, I saw somebody post last week, some dumb comedian that we know goes, if you're going live to only 5 people, what's the point? Well, it's like the point is we're recording this motherfucking. He didn't say it to me. It was just like an overall, like outside, like passive aggressive to whoever. It's like you want to go like you just go live to go live. We're recording it anyway. Right. I don't expect thousands of people or hundreds of people to be like, "Yo, we got to watch this podcast live right now."
Absolutely, right.
You know what I mean? I feel like people dip in, they dip out.
Yeah, and when so that's it. So. You shit comedian. Why are you doing that open mic? There's only 2 people at the bar. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know who the guy is, but I'm guaranteed.
He's somebody who does shit gigs.
So, like, well, why bother? You're at a bar that nobody wants you at.
Yeah.
So why bother? You're doing to a show to people's backs.
And you're 195 years old.
Dick.
Yeah, fucking.
I don't even know who it is, and he said dick.
Yeah. It goes back to what we were saying last week. People online just suck. Everyone's just dicks. Everyone's got to put their... Like I shared like a Bill Maher clip from this week, and it's
which one
about the cancel culture and how progressives need to stop canceling people.
Like his monologue, or him talking to Megyn Kelly, or just him?
No, the end, like the
his new rules. Okay,
yeah, his final one at the end, and it was great, and he was right. Yeah. It's like some of the things are just ridiculous that you try to cancel people for, and someone commented on it like he just seems like an old grumpy old man, whatever she said. Now I'm like I'm sticking to my rule. I'm not arguing. I don't need to argue with friends or like prove a point. I shared it. I didn't even share whether I liked it or not. I just shared it. Take it as you want. part of my New Year's resolution, I'm not going back and forth with people. You believe something? Cool.
Right.
I don't care. But it's like,
right.
Why you got to go on and like,
well, I don't understand.
How about you share the article? How about you share the video and then you say in your post,
exactly.
This guy's a piece of shit. That way you can show people why he's a piece of shit.
Correct.
Why you want to go argue with my friends? Like I had people like screen capture.
That's what bothers me about like on Twitter, like you'll get, people coming back at you for something, but I don't even know them. And it's not like but on Facebook, you put something and one of your friends says, yeah, that's funny. And then somebody comes on and goes, I don't believe in it. And now they're arguing. And it's a big argument between your friends and this mook. It's like, why are you doing that? Why you got to involve my friends with your stupidity? They don't know you. They came on here to laugh or to agree or not agree or whatever. But they're my friends. And now you come stirring the pot with your dumb point of view. Do it on your fucking own wall.
Yeah.
I hate people fucking have to tell you what you did wrong. Why that the thing you like is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're wrong. Wrong.
Yep. Now, when you watched it this week, when I watched it with Megan Kelly, the whole time, like I get her point. I understand, like, the things they were talking about is some of it is a little bit like, really? Fuck me.
Yeah.
But I knew that her angle she was coming at, she tampered it down so she could make her point, which is the smart way to do it. If you're a right winger out there and you want to talk to me, tamper it down a little bit. Right. Tamper it down. Put down the flag and the banners. Put them down, take off your hat, and now talk to me normal. But if you're all in my face with all your shit or the words are like arrogantly coming at me, I don't want to hear from you. Shut your mouth. So I knew she was coming in softer than she wanted to. So you could tell the undertones to her is that none of this like stuff is acceptable to her, no matter how they would have went about teaching about transgender or racism. None of it's acceptable. However, the way they do go about it is extreme to me.
Right. Well, especially at the age the kids are. Like, especially at the age, she was saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like 8-year-olds and stuff. It's like they don't need that then.
No. And she's funny. She said, the transgender conversation was making them confused, like about themselves, and almost saying, like, you should be this. You should do this. And my son said that about 9 months ago, a year ago. We were talking about, educating kids on transgender. And he's like, I get it, but I also think that puts more confusion in kids who are already confused. And you're like, oh, I got another thing I should be thinking about that too. Right. So it confusing, but I think it needs to be talked about in a better way. It needs to be addressed in a way of educating and letting people know what it's about so you don't feel uncomfortable about it. But what age do you do that at? 12, maybe 13?
Yeah, I think like 12. You got to be at least double digits, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? To be even talking about like social things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I couldn't picture my nieces. They're all little like that. I go over there, they're playing princess with me.
Right.
They're like, it's like so like they're so innocent.
Yeah.
And it's like to even be trying to figure that out then. Now like
but be fair that when you go over there, you're the one who wants to play princess.
And I'm okay with that. I've always been fine. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not them pushing it on you. It's you pushing princess time on them.
Yeah, they're like, Uncle Joe, teach us about, social issues.
Yeah. And you're like,
and how we can educate the rest of my classmates. And I'm like, let's just play princess and shut the fuck up. Uncle Joe's uncomfortable. Just give me my dress and my jewels and make me fucking tea. Okay? I need fake tea now.
Stat.
Now. I need to pantomime tea drinking. Now, shut up.
Where's my tiara?
Yeah.
You little fuck.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe is scary.
Uncle Joe's scary. Well, they're pretty creative, though. They've been brushing Uncle Joe's hair on his bald head for years, which hurts. Hurts, man. Because they're not subtle with their pressure. Like, can we comb your non-existent hair? Just like raking my head with a brush. Like, it's like I come there, I look like I got tattooed. But they're so cute. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yep.
Because they're giggling back there, shredding.
Yeah, and you're having fun with that.
One day, I was so bad. I was like, I hope this heals. I got to go out tomorrow. Like, I mean, I could always wear a hat, but it was like,
right. I can imagine.
It was deep.
I mean, with hair, it's bad when the kids brush their hair.
Let's see. Bernadette has something I'll put up. Maybe wait until puberty so they can understand what some of the feelings actually are as they are going through them. Before that, it's too early. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Let them come. It should be more organic.
Yeah, and it should be that there's got to be a way to let children know that, hey, these are things that may come up, and we'll always talk about them. Like, so that when they do come up, it's not like, oh my God, or giggling or embarrassed to talk to your family about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the right thing is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's interesting. We know a family friend who's got a kid who, young and thinking he might be gay.
Right.
And he's very confused about it. But it's like, it's so, like you want them to be open about it and like accepting, but
right.
It's almost scary because you don't know how they're going to be treated. It's like not that you want not that you want your kid to be in the closet, but it's like you're
very afraid.
You're fearful of the repercussions,
right?
That could happen.
That's the parents' issue for years. When children come out, they're scared that, oh my God, now what's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
But I think the more and more it's out there, that community is so much stronger and accepting and like they're strong that coming out, you're not alone.
Right.
So I think parents feel a little safer too, because they know that community is going to take care of their children. So I think they're a little more not now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they're dealing with that now where they're fearful because there are some mean kids.
Absolutely. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a tough situation for the kids. But I don't think it needs to be like force-fed to young children, especially in those weird ways that Megyn Kelly was discussing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And like the racism thing, they got into it, but they didn't get into it. And I'm not too sure what she meant. It kind of lost me. I was a little confusing. How white people are innately, I guess racist was the word. I'm only saying it could be a different word they used.
Yeah.
And I think to counter that is, how they want to talk about changing some of history lessons to teach about the real slavery and teach about really how American government played out when it came to freeing slaves.
Yeah.
Teaching that. Because when they talk about when my age, you went to school, you're like, oh, Lincoln freed the slaves and everything's been fine. You know
it was like the next day. It was like they
beautiful.
They just put down their tools. They're like, "Where's my house?"
Yes. So that's the way they made it sound. If you read the history books, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you're like, wait, in 1965 they were getting hosed down. There was, you know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, there was separate white bathrooms and water fountains. When?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in 65, I thought that Lincoln freed. I thought everybody. Yeah, he did free the slaves. Texas, went 2 or 3 years later, they finally folded. But as far as equality goes, that's not even close. So to teach some of the real history of race of Black history, I think would at least open some eyes of younger kids. Like, oh, it was like that. Oh, it's like that. Not, oh, it was over. Lincoln did it, the thing. So, but to teach these, I mean, it's almost like civics classes are telling kids how white people are this and Black people. I don't know how good that is. Again, I don't know the courses, so I can't really comment on it, but I don't know how good it is to drill in anybody's head that your skin color may have something to do with how you treat humans. Now, it is true. I believe that it is. You do have, you look through, your eyes are a little different when you're a white person. I'm sorry. You do. And I've said this before. I've never gone to a job interview ever once in my entire life going, I hope they hire me because I'm white. I hope they're like white people. Never once. You know what I'm saying? Never once. But I know many black people who went to a job like, oh my God, I hope they like black people. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know that lifestyle. So you look at life differently. You don't think of those things. You don't think of things. So there's some, some education that can happen in that aspect. But I don't know if telling someone because you're white, you don't get like, I don't know, man, or because you're black or because you're Spanish, it's like you can't generalize all black people. You can't generalize. So then you can't generalize everybody over here either.
Well, I think the whole point, especially with Bill Maher, and it goes back to the progressives just overreaching.
Yeah.
They just overreach. They like to blanket everybody. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, you should feel this way. You should,
right.
Like, you should, like, accept things like that. Like, it was like, what was that? Like, I forget that Dennis Miller joke, like, back when, like, Caitlyn Jenner came out as a woman, and he was like he got in trouble for making a joke about it. He's like, I've thought this my whole life. Can you give me the weekend to like?
Yeah, that's what Chappelle said. The same thing. Give me some time.
Yeah,
to adjust. But it's true. I mean, like, yeah, of course, change is difficult and it's not going to come overnight. But it also doesn't give you the right to go to be resistant against change either.
No, not resistant against change. Right. But I'm telling you, it's like progressives consistently try to get like ignorance is no excuse anymore. It's almost like you can't have a feeling about something,
right?
Or you're a horrible person,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't even have a different thought, or you're like considered like cancelable.
Right.
You're a hateful person. You hate. It's like, no. I got questions.
So, you know what I mean? Steve Burns, Steve Burns, the comedian?
Yeah.
He put this up on his Twitter, his Instagram today. I saw it, and I had it, I guess, on his other accounts too. But this is something he wrote, kind of falls in line with what you were just saying. He's like, this may ruin my career, but the guilt is overbearing, and I have to come clean. I was 5 years old and watched the Dukes of Hazzard. A car was called General Lee and had a Confederate flag on top. It was driven by two men showered with white privilege. Their sister, named Daisy, who was the modern-day Karen in cut-off shorts. I also think they are related to David Duke. My parents encouraged me to watch. They are complicit, and I disavow them. In short, even though they are a Korean and Irish marriage, in hindsight, I realize how racist they were. Example, my mother cooked lasagna for me once a week and didn't realize how culture appropriating that was. I should have known better between 4 and 18 years old. Will encourage my parents to stop going to the Olive Garden. I also have let my children play cowboys and Indians. I will encourage them to play cowboys and cowboys. Or as I will call it, Brokeback Mountain. But like, it's like that. Like, I loved the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
But again, that's that education thing that you've seen the Confederate flag, but it was also the rebel flag. You didn't automatically put them together. So the education in schools should be what the Confederate flag really is, not it's just a Southern thing. That's the hardcore education. Like the statues that they were taking down all last year. Teach the real history behind those people. Teach the real history. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't just teach the thing that, the thing that got them a statue. Teach everything about them. Just teach it all. But the Confederate, like, I watched the Dukes of Hazzard. They were, I love that show. And then, like, what now? If I probably had a Dukes of Hazzard Confederate shirt on. You know what I mean? I didn't know what it was.
Right.
Well,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like the Bill Maher said, it's like he said, like, oh, I had a Confederate flag in my. A guy had a Confederate flag in his dorm room in 1982. He should lose everything he has in 2021. He should have known better back then. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you can't keep judging people today on what was not a big deal 20 years ago.
Yeah, and you can keep it real simple. Think about in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 70s, when your parents were growing. Your dad went to work and earned the money. Your mom stayed home and took care of the family. Look how that fucking Leave It to Beaver lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
It was drilled in your head. Your mother was subservient, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like your mother was here, your dad was up here. That was just
the good old days.
Yeah. If you're gonna cancel anybody, just Joe would be Joe
good.
Fernandes.
Because you don't know where your camera is. You're pointing to somebody off the other side of the screen, so you were pointing the wrong way. There you go.
That guy right.
You're like, oh, that guy. I'm like, who's that guy?
Because I'm looking at you going like this, but it's that way.
I was trying to correct you, and I'm screwing up. I'm like, I'm like looking over here.
That's how dumb we are.
I'm making fun of you for looking off screen. And I'm like, huh?
But
canceled.
But I mean, nowadays you look at that and you're like, that's. But no one changed the way they no one even thought that was a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that just wasn't the way. I've talked about this before, and it's at one time. Women didn't do things women didn't play sports, didn't do anything. And a woman who was going to do sports, like, what are you doing? What the hell's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So time moves on. So if I was a guy in the 50s and some girl was like, I want to play basketball, I was like, broads don't play basketball.
This is great. Continue what you're saying, but this leads into something I was about to show you.
Like broads don't play basketball. Now, 2021, somebody goes, here's a tape of you saying broads don't play basketball. Yeah, they didn't at the time. Now they're awesome. I mean, I'm caught up. But at the time, they didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm not a bad person because in 1950, I didn't think they should. They just didn't. And now they do. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. Like, I mean, what am I? Can't people catch up?
Speaking of women in basketball, have you heard of Gabrielle Ludwig?
No, she sounds like a scientist, but she's not.
She's not. She's a 50-year-old transgender woman who's killing it in college basketball. But she was a man.
Hold on. I'm not even caring about the men. She's 50.
I know, but I'm saying, though, like...
What is she doing playing basketball at 50? In college, I mean.
She wants
to. What kind of college is
this? Because she's awesome. I think it's a community college.
Yeah, for her to be coming back to school at 50.
But I'm just saying, how do you feel about transgender in sports?
Yeah, that's a tough one because it's
not a tough one.
Let me finish my statement.
Okay.
You asked me a question.
Okay, all right. I'm probably going to get canceled for my thoughts.
I'm saying the reason why is because you want to be accepting in all aspects of someone becoming a woman or a man, right? You want to you want to accept, but it also should fall back on a little common sense on everybody involved and go, wait a minute, though. You're genetically built like a man. I'm not saying that you emotionally, spiritually, inside identify as a woman and feel like a woman. I get that. But your muscle tone and your fucking bone structure is a man.
That's like the female MMA fighter that was a man who was breaking women's skulls.
Right. So I think that's where you go. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to protect the women that are in that sport that cannot possibly. I'm not saying a woman can't outplay a man in basketball. That's not even what I'm saying at all. But a man comes in, a man who's now a woman, but the bones, the fucking elbows, the fucking shoulders are still.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. LeBron James goes on a WNBA team. He's fucking. They're gonna win a championship, no doubt. He's gonna be barreling through there, knocking them over.
Right. And it's to me, that's where you got to be like, you're a transgender person, and definitely you should be accepted in all levels of society. But now we're going to put this one on your brain. Do you really think you should be playing with a bunch of women when you know for a fact you're physically more dominating than them?
Yeah, unless you're like one of those like Brooklyn twinks that wore a cardigan and like drove a unicycle to work, maybe. And then
now, if there was,
then maybe you can play basketball
that way.
What?
No, still fucked up. That guy.
I'm trying to do jokes, comedy podcast. Jesus. And that's another thing they try and fuck up. You can't even do humor no more.
No, I get it.
All these progressives, nothing's funny, nothing this, you gotta accept everything. It's like, shut up.
I get it if you're a dainty boy to begin with.
Yeah.
But still, that's the whole thing. Then where do you leave it up to? I got to judge who's dainty and who's too muscular and strong to play in the league? No. It should be, if you transition, unfortunately, this is the one thing you're going to have to sacrifice, pal.
Yeah.
Did you play basketball as a boy? Then get into the men's league. We're going to let you play men's because you still have the bone structure as a man.
Yeah, that would be cool. You know what I mean?
And again, that's not trying to disrespect. I'm not. It doesn't have nothing to do with the sexuality thing.
That's the problem, though. You can't even have discussions without people thinking you're a bigot or you're hateful. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm not, and I don't give a fuck if you think I am. But
it's almost like Teen Wolf. Like they shouldn't have let him play. He was a wolf, and they let him in high school. He's dunking on everybody. You know?
I mean that was definitely, that was the beginning of this.
That's where
he transitioned. He transitioned into a wolf.
I think that was a very progressive movie.
Extremely progressive.
I mean, a wolf.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone
just running amok.
Yeah, not one team was like, we don't have one hairy guy.
You can't play with the wolf. You're a wolf, first off. So unfortunately, you can't come to school.
Yeah.
Because you're a wolf. So we're going to have to ask you to stay home or go to school where other wolves go.
Yeah.
But you can't play in this wolf's league. This is a wolfless league. Sorry.
Yeah. Which then brings us to the other news story of the week that I think kind of got itself figured out was Mr. Potato Head drops the Mr. and Mrs. sort of.
We're freezing up. On my end, we're freezing up. I don't know on your end.
Well, no, we're clear on this end.
My end's totally fucked.
You're frozen? Do you hear me?
I hear you, but we're totally like we just were making fun of the fucking Golden Globes.
Okay. Well, I don't...
Put that back up, or no?
Well, I thought it was freezing. That's why I took it away.
We've been freezing before that fucking thing.
Oh, okay. No, but Mr. Potato Head, that was a big controversy.
Yeah, but you said they kind of corrected itself. How?
Well, they said they're I don't know if it was their original thing. They're saying we never planned on having what was it? Well, it was announced that that the Potato Head brand and logo are dropping the Mr. They confirmed that they aren't going anywhere and will remain Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
Potato?
What?
Is that how they spelled it? Can you circle potato?
Potato.
You're reading it and you can't even read it.
I know.
We're sticking with Mr. Potato Head.
They wanted to drop the Mr. from the brand's name in order to be more inclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This brings me to teaching. Okay, because you're hoping Mr. Potato Head's being bought by kids. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Are kids getting these toys and not feeling inclusive? Like, because I never got multiple potato heads. You know what I mean? Like, if I got a potato head gift, it was one potato. It wasn't like I didn't even know
the magic of Mr. Potato Head, that he could be any kind of potato head. He could have glasses. He could have a mustache. He could have no glasses, no mustache. He could be a broad potato head. He could be a dude potato. He could have red lipstick, no lipstick.
Ear mouth. He can have ear mouth, eye mouth, ear eyes, nose eyes.
Yeah. Whatever.
I was transitioning these motherfuckers way before it was trendy.
You were like a scientist. You were trying to figure out what's the best way to do. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
The nose eyes didn't work out. right? The eye nose potato heads, they don't work out.
But I'm just saying though, like, is that what that's a example of overreaching? Is like, was that a problem? Was that a problem? Like, we're kids. I cannot imagine seeing a kid being like, how come it's Mr. Potato? Because the whole like, but like, there's a Mrs. Potato. Then you say, well, then if you don't want Mr.
You fucking retarded Jersey moron. Mr. Potato, potato. Just say potato when you're talking about.
But you've been saying potato too.
Yeah, Mike, that's what we talk.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4.
Oh my God, what was that? Really, you're choosing sides?
Yeah, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, or then you put your hand back.
Okay, and then you do it again.
3 potato, 4, yeah.
Dude, like that?
Well, no, when you're down to just 2 of you, so when you got 1 hand left,
and
you're the guy doing the potato. You're the potato factory. I don't know what that guy's called.
And then at the end, whoever's got his hand left is what? The winner?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember why you would do it.
Whoever goes up, to start first. Who's going first? All right, let's do potatoes.
Nobody ever said do potatoes. Nobody, man.
What are you talking about? I grew up in New Jersey. Everyone did potatoes.
So did I. But no one said, let's do potatoes. They were like, all right, 1 potato, 2 potato. That's how you said it. You never said, let's do potatoes. You're like, yo, 1 potato, 2 potato.
So you just.
No, you don't.
So wait, when you want to do potatoes, you
don't say do potatoes. You go, yo, let's do 1 potato, 2 potato. That's how you say it.
That's so much longer. That's such a.
But that's how you said it.
Let's do potatoes.
No one said potato. Nobody did.
No
one said. Is anybody left in this fucking room?
Anybody do potatoes?
You did potatoes, but when you said it, you were like, yo, let's do 1 potato, 2 potato. That's how you said it. You didn't go, hey, let's do potatoes.
Oh, we did. Let's do potatoes. Yeah.
No, you didn't. No way.
Why would we say, you want to do 1 potato, 2 potato? No, we go, let's do potatoes. Everyone knew what you meant.
Potato. Yeah, I'm sure they did, but it was 1 potato, 2 potatoes. Yeah, let's do 1 potato, 2 potato.
What was the other one where you
choose sides, odds, evens. Shoot it.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's easier.
We would just be like, yo, shoot it, yo, odds, evens, or shoot it. Yo, shoot it. Like, go boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Evens. I win. I pick Mike Gaffney on my team first because he's the best.
A baseball, you did the bat thing with the hands.
Bat and up to the top.
Yep.
Thumb up. And then you would do, like, abbreviated ones. Like, if you couldn't reach over, people would do this one. It was like that. So, like, if you came across
So I thought if you went to the top, then that person got the top and then they won.
Yeah. If you can't, no, it was thumb up and over. Like, your thumb had to go over and touch your other hand. If you could thumb over, then you win. You know what I'm saying? But if you couldn't reach, then this person, and they win. But then some people would like, they couldn't reach either. They do like this whole thing like that. Like, no.
Yeah, so I don't know if anybody that's watching did the potatoes, but what'd you call it? Did you call it the potatoes, or you just did 1 potato, 2 potato? Like when you were asking someone to do it.
I think it was. I mean, we didn't do it much in my neighborhood. It was true. It was choose sides. That's how we say it. Choose sides. Shoot odds and evens, or with a bat. I don't remember doing. I mean, we did put 1 potato, 2 potato, but I don't remember doing it.
Troy Allen put potato, but that was a while ago, so he just spelled out what I say. KP Burke said, Joe, Google G.I. Joe Cross Country Figure version 1 and look at the figures back. What?
There's a lot.
That's a lot of Googling there, KP.
KP, next time just put the fucking thing into the comment.
Joe. Let's see what he's cross.
Dressing.
No, it wasn't dressing. Country figure version.
1 backless.
I want to know, KP, why you've been Googling that. That's a long thing to Google.
We put it in Pornhub and it kicked them out to Google.
So what is it, an action figure?
Check out his back, though, I guess. Does he have a tattoo?
I don't understand your point there, bub.
Put the picture out.
Okay, I'm gonna. G.I. Joe Country G.I. Joe is a fictional character from G.I. Joe, a real American.
I bet he has a what do you call it? A redneck flag on his back.
Oh, he's got a belt buckle. It's a Confederate flag belt buckle.
Oh, okay. So yeah, rednecks. Once I saw country, I figured that's what he was doing.
Okay.
He knows about it because he has one. That's how he knows what to Google, so he can buy the right one.
He's got one in his pocket right now.
He's right now.
This is my good luck charm.
He was in the Army. He wasn't in the Navy, but he's still cool.
Yeah, he wasn't in the Navy like me.
He asked him about potatoes. How many times do you have to peel potatoes?
A lot of potatoes in the Navy. Is that a euphemism? I don't know.
I don't know.
I saw this funny news story I want to show you.
Okay.
Now, I'll put it up. It says, teacher masturbating in Zoom classroom thought he was logged out when class was over. So he thought he logged out, and for 13 seconds, I believe, after the video lesson, he was getting to town.
So, what grades are the kids?
This was, let's see, what grade? 8th graders, middle school.
Oh, so middle school.
Yeah. But so you're sitting there, you're like, all right. I was thinking could happen. You know what I mean? This is a new world we're living in. It's just like
13 seconds later.
13 seconds later. But I'm just saying, benefit of the doubt. I'm like, maybe this guy's not a creep.
Oh.
He said he's not a creep, but then I learned more.
He said he's not a creep. Oh, because creeps always go, yeah, I'm a creep.
Okay. He goes, I'm not a pervert or anything like that. You got to believe me on that. I thought I was in the privacy of my own home. But, and you can almost, you're like, okay, shit could happen. But then then the article starts telling more about him, and I'm like, no, this guy's a perv. I don't care. The veteran educator also runs an entertainment company for children called Pirate Magic. According to the company's website, Shaq performs as Captain Silly Bones at parties and magic shows. That dude.
First off, Pirate Magic, like the One-Eye Willie and his dick. That's a lot of,
Captain Silly Bones? That's
Captain Silly Bone, probably.
Sounds like he's tickling people. I don't know.
Yep.
Oh.
Fucking Captain Pirate Magic.
Captain Pirate Magic. Does he have any pictures of him?
Kids, you want to see my pirate disappear?
Me, Captain Silly Bones. Yeah.
Captain Silly Bones. No, man. First off, you're a horrible parent to even hire Captain Silly Bones for your child's birthday party.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Caught masturbating on Zoom. What?
13 seconds later. Now, listen, that's the problem. The problem I have with it is, you all right, so you were in the privacy of your own home. So maybe, you finish the lesson. Okay, kids. Bye, kids. All right, bye. Bye, Timmy. Bye, little Jessica. Bye, Sarah. Bye, Jacob. And then they all go to do their fucking life. And you instantly have your dick out?
Instantly. You don't go for a drink of water. You just been teaching. You don't got to go to the bathroom a little bit.
No. So what I believe is his pants might have been down. If he sits down, he might have had his pants already down. He might have been stroking the whole time during class.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it was over, he laid back and was like, let me finish this off. I can't believe how Timmy did in his book report today. He sounded so cute. Let me finish this. Because what the fuck? 13 seconds later?
13 seconds. Doesn't sound like a long time. That's a long time and a short time to be getting going. It's like both short and long.
No, what do you mean it doesn't sound like a long time? 13 seconds later, the class just ended in 13 seconds later. It's a very short time.
No, he
doesn't sound like a long time.
For 13 seconds. Not 30 seconds later. So he must have immediately started and then for 13 seconds.
So
after
wait a minute,
a video lesson.
No, I thought he said 13 seconds after it ended, he started. Read it again.
Says the claim that being made by teaching assistant who was caught on video masturbating for 13 seconds after a video lesson.
All right, so now I'm confused.
I thought I was logged out when class was over.
So that's my problem. Listen, how long was he logged out? That's the number. I'm going 13 seconds, but apparently it could have been an hour after he was logged out. You're not giving me the time frame from log out to cock out. What's the time? You know what I mean?
Log out the cock out. That's my God.
Just I gotta need to know those numbers.
Let's see if they have any more information on the numbers. He said he wasn't even aware of it until a reporter called him on Wednesday. So he wasn't even aware of it at the time.
All right, so maybe now, pirate, what is it, Captain Silly Bones? It might be a creepy pirate, but maybe it wasn't intentional at all. If he wasn't even aware that it happened.
So
I'm just wondering if it's 10, 20 minutes later after the class is over.
But what kids are still on the Zoom an hour later when class is over?
So kids saw it or his assistant saw it?
Kids saw it. That's why they put him on leave.
Well, maybe kids are in that room in the Zoom call for something else. And the Zoom call stays running. And then all of a sudden there's, Captain Silly Willy, pulling his fucking bone. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't realize because they're already in class. But he doesn't make sense because what are you watching on that computer? Were you watching something? Didn't your video overlap the Zoom video? Or are you just, dry humping your hand off of memory? I don't know. What are you doing? What are you nutting off a fucking memory of a pirate lass that you banged?
I think there's video evidence like that. Somebody recorded it.
I would just like to know, not that it probably
was
matters.
Posted on social media.
Nice.
A 13-second clip later posted on social media shows Shaq gaze at his screen before standing up.
His name is Shaq?
Yeah. That's his last name. Taking a few steps away and beginning to pleasure himself.
So he walked away from his computer and was like...
stood up and took a few steps away and began doing it. Shaq appeared on the screen as the host of the Zoom call. Seconds later, another name appeared, replacing him as the moderator.
So what I'm saying is he might not have logged out of his Zoom class and then someone else's Zoom started, but he was already, Shaq in his shack.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like I'm trying to make an excuse for Captain, Silly Bones, but there's just a time gap that in order for me to label him as a creep, if it's more than 10, 15 minutes, and he went on about maybe he had a drink of coffee, came down, was surfing the net, saw a fucking suicide girl that he really liked. It was like, oh, let me find out if she has any more content.
Yeah, that's another teacher got caught doing that. It was like they give you more stories that relate to this current story you're reading. There was one that's being accused of watching it while teaching, like maybe had it up in another window. It's like, yo, guys, like what the fuck, man? Like you got serious problems, man. You can't get through work, and your work is with kids. It's like, how are you even? I guess I can't even fathom.
I will say this. I mean, it is. You got to be able to know your
Scott McKeon and his sidekick butt pirate.
You got to be able to know what you're doing. You're also teaching kids, so that's not a hot moment to be in. Like, oh, this is sexy as fuck.
But
you know what I'm saying?
These guys are creeps. Then you're a creep for doing that. If you're teaching.
But
while you're teaching, you have porn up, you're a creep. I don't care whether you meant to do it or not.
What I will say, though, in their defense, is porn is so easily pops up. So, say I'm teaching and I gave the class an assignment. Okay, guys, do this right now. Boom, go do your thing. 5 minutes, do your thing. And they're all doing it. And I go on my phone and I open Twitter just to see my tweets. What's up with Twitter? And then, boom. The first thing that pops up is a porn star. Now, I'm frozen on my end. I don't know if I am on yours.
Oh, yeah, you just froze. Oh, now you're back.
So, look, there's a porn star, and I'm frozen again.
Yeah.
So, right? So, I opened up Twitter, and now she's got clothes on, but maybe another tweet she doesn't have clothes on.
No, I get it, dude, but I don't think any of these things are that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah.
Your internet must be whack over there because...
You're whack.
No, you're whack. You got the bad internet.
Yeah, I do. Because it keeps looking for a network.
That's weird. It's just not connected to a network.
Yeah.
We have to get you a cable to go right to your modem. Fuck this Wi-Fi shit.
I have one, but I don't have. I would have to go. What? I have to get what kind of cable?
You got to get the adapter for your Mac. You got to get the
Okay.
Cat 5 adapter.
Okay.
Anywho, but no, I don't think that's what any of these guys are doing. You know what I mean? I don't buy that. Oh, I'm teaching, and I went and checked my Instagram, and then Florida teacher probed for allegedly watching porn during online class. Let's see what this says. What the fuck? Oh shit! There's an ad. Let me wait for the ad to stop playing.
Fucking shit.
Piece of shit. Skip ad. Florida high school teacher left students shocked and disgusted when he was allegedly caught watching porn during class.
Oh, so
Former student posted the disturbing clip on Twitter, after which school's principal urged students to contact her directly with any concerns.
Was it high school?
Yeah.
What music is playing?
That's the music in their video. Sorry.
Jesus Christ! Sounds like
I thought there was going to be like
the guy jerking off. That sounds like it would show him. That music sounded like he was going to come in jerking off.
Look at his face. He's like really, really into whatever he's watching.
He's grading.
He's not grading tests. He's looking at something nasty. Look at him. It looks like he smells shit but doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, I wonder if that was a website. Somebody sent him a link in his email. He opened it up real quick,
I don't know, man.
But my point is
like a whole, it's like the, even like when the internet first came out and people were getting caught for shit because they didn't realize their information goes everywhere. It's like this new world of Zoom. People are realizing they're just getting caught. Like the dude on CNN got caught.
You're right.
Whacking it. It's like, it's like there's a bigger problem. It's like, why are you guys? I'm never at work editing a fucking show, and I'm like,
I got a nut.
I don't know, man. Like, what the heck?
Well,
but maybe it's just because they're comfortable being home so long.
It's home. It's at home. They're all at home. All sitting in the chair that they probably, whack it to 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is like, nothing about the scenario you're involved in is sexual. Like, you're teaching kids, you're giving an interview about, finances or whatever. Where is I need to touch myself in that scenario?
I don't know, man.
So like, even if I was in the middle of like a Zoom call with people and a porn thing wouldn't come up, I'm not gonna be like, give me a second. Oh my God.
Yeah, if they say someone even send it to you, be like, oh, thank you. I was actually bored with this conversation. So while you guys continue, I'm going to do a little something on the side over here. I'm going to stare straight ahead. Don't assume nothing.
Well, that's some creepy staring, dude.
But that's what I picture with these fucking creepos. Let me tell you something. If I had a kid in one of these schools and it was even alleged, I'd be like, I don't want that motherfucker anywhere near.
Right.
I don't care if he's not guilty. I don't. Or like,
that's weird.
No. Like, I mean, like maybe not guilty, but like obviously he's doing something whacked. You know what I mean? It's like
literally.
Oh, yeah. There was no pun intended on that. I swear.
I caught it.
I don't do puns.
Sorry.
No, I do potatoes.
Potatoes, and puns.
All right, we're at 56 minutes. I want to know if there's any Mike's Hot Corners. We haven't had one in a while. Is there anything bugging you? We got to use the graphic, though. You got to let me know.
Well, it's not a hot corner, but I do have something I wanted to talk about.
All right, I'm going to do the graphic. Here's Mike's almost hot corner. Hold up. Here we go.
Lukewarm.
You're on.
Hey, everybody. It's really not a hot corner per se. It's not even warm. I don't even know what you would call it. It was just something that happened. I went and got my chipped tooth fixed, and the dentist starts like a full-blown conversation with me, but like wouldn't allow me to answer. But she was saying stuff that required responses. Like she full blown starts talking about coronavirus, and she's like, "Has anybody had it in your family?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my daughter, daughter, sister, and she's just like, I know. My husband had it, my son, and she just starts rambling on. When I tell you, she's like, "Isn't it scary? Because it's you never know. Can you get it again?" And I'm, and she's like, "Don't talk." I'm like, "Well, then fucking stop talking to me." Like it was the first time I felt dead inside. Like I'm not allowed to. Everything she said, I was just supposed to be like, "Huh? Okay." She was saying real shit that I would have liked to partake in the conversation. So, lady, shut the fuck up. You can't have a conversation that would normally be a two-way conversation while you're working on somebody's fucking mouth and you tell them. She blatantly told me 3 times, "Stop trying to talk." Well, stop talking to me. You just said shit that made me want to say something back. She said real shit. Like I was like, "Oh my God, it's nuts." Like, and I was like, "All right, don't talk or shut the fuck up." That's like, shut the fuck up and do my tooth. Okay? Let's stop talking if I can't talk. Or my therapy session. So if you're a dentist or a hygienist or whatever, you're working on people's mouths and they can't talk while you're fucking in there, shut up then. Just shut up. Shut the fuck up. That's all I got, Joe.
Dude, that's happened to me before too. Especially because
Like,
my dental hygienist, like we know her, like Justin used to play with her son growing up and stuff. And yeah, she'll like be in there and be like, "So how's everybody doing? How's the dog?" I'm like, like what?
Yeah, but she kept telling me to stop talking. She's like, "Don't try to talk." I just wanted to be like, I swear to God, one point I took the thing out of her. Yeah, I get it. Like I had to answer what she was just saying because you're saying things that require a talk back.
Yeah, it should
like
only be yes and no questions where you can like,
right,
or shrug. That's it.
She's like, but she was going in depth about the coronavirus and vaccinations, and her kid had it, and oh my God, this other person got it, and then someone told me they got it twice, and I don't even know. It's so scary, and I'm like, that's so scary. And she just, "Don't talk. Fuck you." How's that sound? Fuck you, lady.
Yeah, I had one time working in my mouth cleaning it, but watching the TV that's meant for me, not for her. In the real dentist that comes in at the end, like he came in and noticed her like in my mouth and like looking up, and he yelled at her. He's like, "You can't watch TV while doing this." It's like you have to look like you're in my muse. Like you.
She was doing a cleaning.
Yeah, she was just like fucking.
And
she was just ad-libbing. I don't know the proper word for it, but you know what I mean? She was improving fucking dental moves while watching whoever her favorite. They had like some one of those morning shows on. It's like,
right.
And I'm seeing that. I'm looking at her. I'm like, and I'm like, why? We should have eye contact now.
I told you one time I went to a dentist and I had a broken tooth back here, and it was a cavity, and it was way down in my mouth. It hurt so bad. Oh, so bad. But the roots were so deep that the woman was like, you could just, she's trying to pull and it's breaking. And she's like, got her hand like this. And it's just, she's pushing down. She's got an assistant pushing. It hurt so bad that I was like, "I want to fuck." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "I want to fucking punch you in your face." It's like, "Sir," I'm like, "You're fucking killing me, man. Whatever you're doing to me, can we figure another way to do this?" Because she had, it's like, "Oh, fuck." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm going to fucking punch you in your face. That's how much this hurts right now." And she's like, "Well, please don't." I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just saying that's how much this hurts." Then, one time I had to get a tooth. I had to get a tooth pulled up here, and she had to give me a needle in the. Do you ever get a needle in the roof of your mouth?
I think so, yeah.
Like, and she had to give me 2 needles, and she's like, "This is the very painful needle." And I was like, that was like so scared. I was like, and she was like, she starts laughing. She's like, yeah, it's okay. And I was like, laugh at me again. Laugh at me again, lady. And she was like, it's good. And so she went and put it in. Dude, it hurt so bad that my feet, I was slaying flat. I swear to God, I kicked. Both feet came up, kicked the lights above me. I was in so much pain. Like, good. And I kicked the 2 lights above me. And she's like, holy shit. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? There's not, it's like, how long have we been doing dentistry? We can't figure out another way to do that? Right? We can't, there's not another way to do that?
It seems like there's not updating like fucking.
No. That's like still primitive.
Did I ever tell you that story when they left the gas mask on me too long?
No. That sounds like a good visit, though.
Yeah, this was before I was in recovery, obviously. So, like, you want the gas? I'm like, I want the gas. Like, it's just a cleaning. I'm like, give me twice the gas.
Now, you don't really need gas.
No, whatever. Yeah. Just try to play it. Just put it on.
Put your finger on her mouth.
Put it on. You're getting the insurance money. So, they put the mask on me. Dentist puts the mask on me. It goes out in the hallway and starts talking to someone. Right. And it's starting to be on for a long time. Like, I'm getting fucked up. Like, I feel it. I'm like, my head's hanging. Like, to the point where I'm like getting nervous. And I'm someone at that time that loved getting high. So I'm like, at first it was cool. I'm like, this is getting bad.
Right.
This is getting bad. I'm like waving my arms. Right. And he goes, oh, this is exactly what the dentist said. He goes, ooh, sorry.
Oh, that's bad.
Right? So he takes it off, and I'm like, just my head just flopping. So then we get the procedure done. I mean, I am fucked up, and it was done. He's like, all right, you can go. And I'm sitting there in my Mustang. I was like 17 years old, and I'm like, I should be driving like this. Like
right.
Like it was insane that they let me out that high.
You pulled yourself over? Get out of the
car. My dentist happened to be walking distance to my mom's house. I just left my car there. I was like,
really?
I'm going to walk home, which was just as dangerous. I still had to cross a pretty busy road, high as fuck. But man, he left it on. It was like, at first you're like, it was funny because I remember him leaving, realizing it's on too long. I'm like, man, I'm getting fucking high. That's fucking great.
Yeah.
I love this. And then that point of panic where you're like, yo, man, he ain't coming back.
Right.
Like, he was just yapping.
That's so funny. Ooh.
Yeah, he was like, ooh, sorry.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you want your dentist. You want any doctor going, ooh, sorry, my bad.
Oh, man, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, you don't want any my bad. Yes, I was drooling on myself, Barbara Jean.
I never had gas at the dentist. I've had the needles, but I never had the gas. I've only been put out once, and that was when they did what is that gastronic? Well, I don't know how to say the fucking word. When they do the test, they put a tube down in your stomach.
Oh, the
gastrointestinal. Gastrointestinal? That
gastrointestinal camera, like the camera and shit.
Yeah, would have to go down and look in your stomach. So that was the first time I was ever put out with an IV. And I just remember laying on my side, and I was like, she's like, well, we're going to put it in now. And then they had like oxygen on me because I have bad sleep apnea. So when I'm out on meds, it's even worse.
Yeah.
You have to watch the person big time.
Oh, it's called an endoscopy, Scott said.
Yes, endoscopy. So I remember right before I went in, I was like, Googling what the hell's going to happen to me. And I was like, excuse me. I was looking at the paperwork, and in the Google says, just to make sure I let you know that I'm on a CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea. So, and they're like, oh, thank you for telling us. I'm like, oh, that was by accident. I just was throwing it out there.
That should be in a chart or some shit.
Yeah. So it was on paperwork, but it's like, why is that not a question right off the bat?
Mm-hmm.
Because with the drugs and medication, your heart already slows down. And if you stop that breathing like you normally do with sleep apnea, your heart's like, and it has a heart attack because it's trying to keep you alive.
Dude, don't talk about this shit. I'm going to die tonight.
So I'm like, I'm like, they're getting ready to juice me up. I'm like, The oxygen, though, right? Because I have sleep apnea, and they said, they're like, yeah, we got it. So they put it on, and she's like, all right, we're gonna start the drip. Just start counting to backwards from 10. I was like, 10? No. I don't even know. I don't remember 9. I don't remember 9. I just remember 10.
I've never been knocked out. I'm afraid of that shit.
And I was out, and then they woke me up. I remember waking up, and the lady behind me, she was like, oh, everything's good. And she's like, wow, you do have sleep apnea. So, like, that's how bad I was. With oxygen blowing through my face, they still noticed how bad it was.
Wow.
They're like, yeah, you definitely have sleep apnea. So I sleep with the mask on now. And when I first got it a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, I would do like 4 hours and take it off. Like I would sleep, and then like after like I'm like very creature of habit type of sleep. I don't know how you sleep, but I fall asleep on my left side. It's like the same 50 years.
I cry first, and then I go on my stomach.
You're talking about pre. I'm not talking about pre.
Oh, I thought you meant like sleep rituals.
Oh, no. After you've done the crying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And scrolling. And yeah. After that.
Yeah.
I fall asleep on my left side. That's how I fall asleep. First, roll over, left side. Usually stay asleep on the left side about 3.5, 4 hours before I then roll over to my right. And it would be 1 hour on my right, wake up. 1 hour on my left, wake up. And that's how I bounce back and forth for the next 4 hours. But since I've been using the mask, I'm getting almost 5 hours sleep on my left and almost 3 hours on my right. Like I don't have to flip-flop because the mask is keeping me asleep. And I don't sleep without it at all because I'm afraid I'll die.
Jesus.
Yeah, because if your thing stops, when you stop breathing, your heart's like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes, God, I'm already like I'm going to die. I don't need to add that. So the stress level, I don't take the mask. If I take a half-hour nap before I go to work,
you put on Darth Vader mask?
Yeah. Put it on. Fuck it.
Well, you have to. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and I don't have a headache. I used to wake up with headaches from, lack of oxygen.
The only weird thing I do when I sleep is I move my legs, my feet a lot.
Like this?
All I know is I'll wear a hole in my sheets by where my feet are. I guess just from going back and forth. Like I'll wear a hole at the bottom of. I destroy sheets.
My son too.
My sleeping. I don't know if I'm jogging in sleep. I don't know what I'm. A lot of activity. Like it's probably why I have decent calves. I've got a lot of nighttime.
You have what is that? Restless leg syndrome.
Yeah, but I'm resting.
Do you know what restless leg syndrome is now?
No.
Don't respond with a fucking answer like as if can't be because I do this. Your legs move. You could sleep, but your legs are moving. Restless. They fucking move.
Yeah, I'm restless as a motherfucker.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, real quick before we go, when we were talking about the gas at the dentist's office when I was a kid, it was like a few years before I started like smoking pot and stuff. My older brother was already partying, and him and his friends stole one of those tanks from a hospital. Like they went up to like the dock or whatever there, and went in, grabbed one. And they were in his room with garbage bags filled up of nitrous oxide.
Really?
With the full tank in there.
Wow.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
That's probably way before security cameras.
Yeah, a lot of things were able to happen back then.
Yeah, think about it. Teenagers stealing a nitrous oxide tank from a hospital.
And no one's saying it.
No.
And never got caught.
Nope. Never got caught.
Yeah.
But I wish I was getting high then, 'cause that would have been a great party to be at. But I was too young then. I was still.
Oh, really?
It wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't. He's 3 years older than me, so it was like.
Okay.
I wasn't doing it at the time, but I was like.
Right.
I always think about that day. I'm like, I should have started that day.
That's a drug addict who remembers the time he wishes he was a drug addict.
Yeah.
I wish I was a drug addict. I was too young to be a drug addict.
I was too young. I wanted it, man. I was right there. I had it at my fingertips. Right there, and I let it slip away. The one that got away.
No, yeah, the one that got away.
The one that got away.
The one get high that got away.
The one get high that got away. And that's that. We got another podcast in the books. Oh, people have been loving the podcast, by the way. I've been getting a lot of comments and stuff. Oh, real quick before we go, because I told her it's not like a long story, but let me just find the comments here. She said, Joe, can you give me a little backstory how you and Mike hooked up to do your podcast? You really have great chemistry, and it shows. You both are so hysterical together and alone. I'm glad. And I guess Conti told her to listen to it. I'm glad Conti told me to listen to your podcast. You guys definitely have a new fan.
Nice.
So
nice.
I didn't feel like doing a long type to explain, but basically, if I remember correctly, we both had our own individual podcasts. I had the I Don't Know Joe show, and Mike had the Mike Gaffney podcast, or Mike Gaffney show. You were doing, or you doing something Mike and the Mooch or whatever? Or
well, way before you start doing podcasts, me and Kenny had a show like they do the Conti and Kenny show, like an internet show.
Yeah, it was like
fuck. I forget the name of it.
Something idiots or something, or
no, immature, something like not much. I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Yeah, he don't remember the name. But anyway,
so I was doing that, and also doing the Let's Talk About it with Mike Gaffney's vlog. Remember, I used to do a video blog thing?
Yeah,
and that was like in the late 2008, 2009, 2010.
Yeah, that's like probably when I started I Don't Know Joe show, like 2009, I'm guessing.
You started I Don't Know Joe show like in 2012.
Maybe 2012, yeah. And then I had an interview show where I was just having friends on, just interviewing, and then it just got such a pain in the ass. People kept canceling and stuff, and then Mike was always my default guest, and I was always his default guest. You had a solo show going on at that studio, and you call me, hey, I got you want to come, and so I can talk to someone. And then we were like, why are we both doing two separate podcasts with both of us on it?
That's right. That's how it's.
Let's just do it together. Then our first podcast name was, what the fuck was that? I remember the picture. It was like red. Me and you were in the car, like drinking coffees.
Yeah. What was that?
What the fuck was the name of our first podcast? I can't believe I didn't research this before I ventured into this. See, this is why I didn't answer you in the comments, Robin, because I don't even know. It was something like, damn it.
I don't remember at all.
What the fuck was the name of that?
It had our names in it. Mike Gaffney and Joe Fernandes.
Oh, this is so annoying to me. I have to figure this out. Let me see if I can find it on Facebook. Probably not. Oh, this is gonna kill me, man. This isn't good radio or podcast right now because we're trying to figure shit out. But it's never really been that great anyway. So.
Oh, our podcast now.
Oh, because you came up with the name.
Let's see.
Oh my god. Hold up. Let me see. I think I have it. Let's see what we got here. Sorry for anybody listening.
Wow, that's so crazy because I don't know.
I'm doing any date. What year you think that was? 2017?
No, back it the fuck up.
15?
Yeah, 16.
Okay. Now what?
Yes.
Now what podcast?
Yeah, now what? That's right.
Yeah, now what? And then we changed it to On Our Heads because I think there was a lot of now what podcasts and it was getting confusing.
I think also we were like, what are we saying? Now what?
Yeah, now what? Yeah.
It's like, no, and we wanted to change it to that. Now what? And it was like, that doesn't make sense either. So let's just go with
All in Our Heads.
Because the name came up because most of the time when we're talking, especially if we're talking about personal shit, it usually is something that is all in our heads anyhow. Like the solution is, well, that's all in your head. That's how I say we came up with the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we we're usually pretty open about what we're going through and shit and whacked out, you know.
Right.
And all that shit. But that's the origin, Robin. We were both doing our own podcast and we were always each other's guests. So we're like, this is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine wasn't long. We did. Yeah,
you had a Mike Gaffney show. I remember that.
Yeah, it was Mike and the Mooch at one time, and then it might have just been the Mike Gaffney show.
Yeah, and you didn't like doing yourself just ranting and stuff.
No, it's just no. I liked the 2009 early version of Let's Talk About It with Mike Gaffney when people would ask me questions.
Yeah,
I liked that. I always liked that.
But then people stopped sending you questions. That's the fucking...
Yeah, there was like one here, one there. It's like, sucks.
Yeah, it's killing me that I can't remember the name of the radio show you did with James and Kenny. It's.
I know.
I used to come on it all the time as a guest. I'm thinking like Immature or something like that. It was like...
you said something about children, but it's...
No, Idiots or...
It's not... Say idiots again. It's not fucking idiots.
It's not idiots? No?
James knows, I bet.
Yeah, but we're not going to... Fuck it. We're getting the podcast. But we thank everyone for listening on the audio podcast. Anyone watching the video podcast, that's great. Please subscribe to youtube.com/Joe Fernandes. I'd like to get those subscriptions up. So we'll be back next Sunday. Maybe we'll be talking about the Golden Globes because they were on tonight. We'll go make fun of them, even though it'll be a week late.
Yeah. Should we make fun of them now?
We should be making fun of them now, but they're happening right now. So anyway, thanks for checking it out. You've been listening to All in Our Heads. Why is it? Oh, it's not going. It's a smooth way to end this.